I never been friends with Epstein. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump.
The First Lady's statement fueled fresh speculation about tensions surrounding Trump and the Epstein controversy. Her strong denial triggered intense reactions, with questions growing over what could come next. The remarks highlighted a clear effort to distance herself from past controversies linked to Trump circles. The timing raised major questions as Epstein files resurfaced alongside escalating global tensions. Observers questioned whether the statement signaled a broader strategy ahead of potential new revelations. Melania Trump delivered a firm, on-camera statement, strongly denying any connection to Jeffrey Epstein. Speaking from the White House, she rejected claims linking her to the disgraced financier and pushed back against what she called false accusations. According to reports, Melania did not inform Donald Trump in advance that she planned to release this statement about the Epstein controversy. The First Lady insisted she was not Epstein's victim and said Epstein had never introduced her to Donald Trump. She maintained that she met Donald Trump by chance at a New York City party in 1998, long before their paths crossed with Epstein in elite social circles. Melania also stressed that she was never friends with Epstein and had no personal relationship with him. She further denied ever flying on Epstein's private jet, widely known as the Lolita Express, saying she was never on his plane at any time. Her statement comes after months of silence, following a new wave of attention on the Epstein files. An advisor said she decided to speak out because she was frustrated by what she called false claims about her links to Epstein. The timing has also raised questions, given ongoing legal tensions with author Michael Wolff. Wolff had previously suggested Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, a claim both Melania and Trump have publicly denied. Melania earlier secured an apology over similar allegations and pursued the matter through legal channels. She has also moved to dismiss a lawsuit filed by Wolff, who has sought to escalate the dispute in court. Recently released Epstein-related files include email exchanges involving Ghislaine Maxwell. Melania Trump said her emails with Maxwell were casual in tone and did not indicate any kind of personal relationship. One 2002 email appeared friendly, but she insisted it was simply a polite reply and nothing more. Another message from Maxwell referred to Melania in affectionate terms, which has fueled further speculation. Additional documents also contained claims about early interactions involving Donald Trump, according to reports. Melania maintained that she had no knowledge of Epstein's activities at the time their paths briefly crossed. Overall, she has tried to firmly distance herself from Epstein as scrutiny over the newly released files intensifies.
Good afternoon. The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance at a New York City party in 1998. This initial encounter with my husband is documented in detail in my book, Melania. The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings. Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now. Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein's abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity. I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private island. I have never been legally accused or convinced of a crime in connection with Epstein's sex trafficking, abuse of minors, and other repulsive behavior. The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to cause damage to my good name, to gain financially and climb politically, must stop. My attorneys and I have fought these unfounded and baseless lies with success and will continue to maintain my sound reputation without hesitation. To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly apologize and retract their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins, UK. Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent male executives resigned from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized. Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth. Thank you.